Ski Championships. Welcome to Belle Aqua Ski Park and one of this year's most exciting water ski competitions. Hello, everybody. I'm Art Ekman, and working with me again this year, David Benzo, former U.S. team coach and a current national record holder. $55,000, the largest purse this year for a water ski tournament. And, David, there's more than just money that goes behind the prestige of the U.S. Open.
That's right. One of the most prestigious tournaments in the world today because it's so difficult to win here. You come into this tournament, you must be one of the top 18 men in the world, one of the top 12 women in the world. But then you have to survive the preliminary round and be one of 4 finalists to ski today, Sunday. It's a tough competition.
And with the great specialists that we're seeing now in water skiing, it makes it tougher and tougher for an overall champion to win the title, an individual title.
You're right. The overall skier is finding it more difficult as the trick and slalom specialists are taking the winner's circle more often. But there are a couple of exceptions to this rule. Sammy Duvall and Patrice Martin on the men's side could go away with event wins, and Sherry Sloan and Karen Neville for the women.
And there's some exciting names in the matchups of this tournament.
Of course, in slalom, women's slalom, Jennifer Leachman, who is a professional tour champion in 1991, will go against Susi Graham, the world record holder in women's slalom. On the men's side, we have Patrice Martin, the current world overall champion, going against Torre Baggiano. He happens to be the world record holder. And in men's slalom, it's Andy Mapple, the world record holder, against everybody else, including Lucky Lowe, who's the American record holder.
Well, the finalists have been determined. The fans and the skiers are ready for action, and we'll be right back after this.
You by Diet Pepsi. You've got the right one, baby. By Ski Brandella when you're hot. And by your Toyota dealers and their quality line of cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me.
I just love this new Diet Pepsi song, but do you think it's caught on yet?
You got the right one, baby. You got the right one, baby. Diet Pepsi.
You got the right one, baby.
With 100% NutraSweet.
Hi, I'm Carl Robert, and these are the Winters. We both want a ski boat that lets us ski our best. Smooth wakes for slalom, crisp wakes for tricks, and plenty of power when we need it. We want performance, beauty, and craftsmanship, and a company that stands behind us 100%. That's why we chose Ski Brandella. We think you should too.
Red Devil Clear Polyurethane. You can always count on its durable finish. Harder than ordinary clear finishes, its beauty lasts and lasts. Red Devil Clear Polyurethane for the finish of a lifetime.
When what you eat and drink upsets your stomach, you want a medicine that works directly on your stomach itself. Pepto-Bismol. As it coats, Pepto delivers powerful medicine directly to your stomach, right where you hurt. It's powerful relief. Pepto-Bismol. It's real medicine for your stomach.
Put the Abby in the DD. Super Briar Camera June is all on Fun Red.
For the final word in all the sports news, turn to the Emmy Award-winning ESPN Sports Center, America's sports authority.
Jennifer Leachman, winner of the Professional Tour Slalom Championship this year. What a year you've had. More consistent skiing. It's great.
Yeah, you know, Dave, I'm really excited. I think getting back with O'Brien skis this year it's really helped my consistency, knowing your equipment and know it's going to work well for you when you want it to.
What is it that makes this tournament, the U.S. Open, such a challenge for skiers of your caliber?
Well, it's really exciting because I guess you say it's in front of all your peers. Everybody that's anybody in water skiing here, all the manufacturers and all the amateur skiers in the world, and you want to prove to them that you really are the best.
We start today with the women's slalom and some fine contestants, outstanding ones. Kristi Overton, Helena Kjellander, former world record holder Jennifer Leachman, and co-world record holder and defending champion of this event, Susi Graham. Kristi Overton now at 40 feet of rope. She just gets better each year. In 1989 in the professional tour, she was slalom champion in 2 events, Orlando, Florida, and Dallas, Texas. Then last year, 3 wins, and she's done even better this year.
She's skiing this pass downwind like we saw earlier. Some of the skiers having to fight a little bit of slack as they come around the buoy. She waits for the rope. Oh, she handled that well.
Great run by Kristi Overton to take the rope length down to 37 feet next time around.
As she comes around the buoy, you notice the reach, the weight, and now she has a late acceleration, and she has to be so patient here because even if the skier chooses to ski down course a little bit, it doesn't matter as long as you finish the turn in time to get to the next buoy. The slack is just something you learn to live with when you're skiing downwind on these short rope lengths.
Okay, it's 38 feet off. That's 37 feet of rope. She needs 3.5 buoys to take the lead here in the women's slalom at the U.S. Open. Kristi Overton makes a nice approach. Here's buoy number 1, takes a quick turn. Buoy number 2, can she get 3?
Whoa, she lost the handle going into buoy 3. She started to reach but didn't have the handle in her hand. So her score is 2 buoys with a 37-foot rope length.
Jennifer Leachman out of Orlando, Florida. 1987 was her really big year when she set that world record at Fort Worth, Texas. And it was held till last year, but she also went on to win the U.S. Open Slalom Championship and an Invitational Slalom Championship for several different operations. She's really improved her skiing this year.
She's skiing downwind here, Art. That's why there's a little bit of slack in the rope at each buoy. Look at that. She hangs on to a tough one.
Great run, Jennifer Leachman.
Skiing downwind here always has some ramifications. The skier has to be very cautious, turn slowly, be very patient. Otherwise, you turn into a whole bunch of loose rope. She's being patient, but also skiing down course a little bit. You watch her reach, wait, and hang on for the tug as she goes out the exit gate. Great pass.
Jennifer Leachman. Now the rope is cut down to 37 feet from boat to skier. That's 6 inches shorter than the distance from boat to buoy.
Well, here's where that 6'1" frame really comes in. There's a great number 1, the most important buoy in the course, Art. A little bit of slack at 2, leaning hard through the wakes. She gets around 3, but only back to the wakes. She did not get to number 4 ball.
Jennifer Leachman, nevertheless, sets the standard here in the women's slalom. On the water right now, Helena Kjellander out of Florida. This is the current European slalom record holder in the open division and current collegiate slalom record holder as well, as she came up through the collegiate ranks. In 1986, she was the Collegiate Nationals overall champion, but in 3 years after that, she would hit that pro tour, winning at Shreveport and Oklahoma City.
She comes through the wakes with so much force. You'll see how well she keeps the hips and handle together. A little bit of slack running downwind here, making tight turns. Boy, she's working really hard to get around number 6 and waits for the rope.
That was 40 feet of rope now, moving into contention as it shortens once again.
If you watch her back shoulder, in this case the right shoulder, she keeps it down all the way through both wakes. Now after this turn, her left shoulder is down, and she'll keep it down all the way through until she gets the other side of the wakes. It's that kind of pull and lean or body leverage that a skier like Helena has to use. She does not have the height of a Jennifer Leachman.
A big run for this young lady now. Helena Kjellander, 37 feet of rope. She got 2 buoys at this rope length in the preliminaries. She needs 3.5 to take over the lead here in the U.S. Open in the women's division. Last year, she took 2nd place in the slalom as she sets up now.
Boy, to get 3.5, she has to have a great start, and it was a pretty good start. Good turn on number 2. Can she stay down long enough to get 3?
She's got a full 3. Can she pull it back to the wake?
Wow, great skiing, a calculated risk there. She had to think that maybe 3 was all she could get. If she'd gone for 4, she might have fallen at number 3.
40 feet of rope for Susie Graham. In skiers' terms, that's 35 feet off. The Canadian women's slalom record holder, the co-world record holder with Dina Mappel. Dina, of course, not at this meet because of the birth of her first child, Christopher Michael. Let's see how Susie does it.
Boy, getting down real deep in the water there in that one buoy. It was number 4, coming into 6 now. I told you she can scramble when she has to. Very narrow skiing, but she managed to pull it off.
Tremendous run for Susie Graham.
We see her ski very deep in the water as she comes around here on the 135 side. Over on 2 and 4, right foot forward skier. Ski comes up very high there. She wanted to keep it down in the water. Here again, ski deep in the water. That makes for good turns. Now she's fighting this tailwind. That's what's blowing her down course a little bit. And she's only because she has so much experience that she keeps her cool and runs the whole pass.
Susie Graham now. Can she get 3 1/4 to win the U.S. Open women's slalom? Jennifer Leachman made 3 buoys at the same rope length of 37 feet. There's 1. She's got 2. She looks in good position. She's got 3. We have a 3-way tie now going in this finals of the U.S. Open women's slalom. Time now for a very, very important run for Helena Kjellander. In the preliminary round, she got 2 buoys at this rope length, 37 feet of rope. And let's see if she can take over the lead. She's the pace setter here in the runoff.
She will receive an official score of 2 buoys.
After tying with Jennifer Leachman and Susie Graham at 3 buoys at that same rope length, she gets only 2 here in the runoff. Jennifer Leachman now at 37 feet of rope needs 2 1/4 buoys to take over the lead, as Helena Kjellander took 2 buoys at this rope length in the runoff. She's got problems, Dave.
Oh, it looks like she's only going to get 2 on this pass. That wind is just too strong coming down the lake. Tail breeze really causing some problems.
So we have 2 skiers now with only 2 buoys at 37 feet of rope length. Can Susie Graham, the co-holder of the world record, best that and take the title? Susie Graham now, eyeing at least 2 1/4 to take the championship. She did 3 in the regular finalist round, but this is the runoff. The pressure's on the line. Susie Graham with 1 has to pull back hard, but she is that scrappy skier. 2, big trouble.
While she was going for it, Art, she said, I'm not going to settle for a tie. I'm going to try to make the turn at 2 that I need. She had a great number 1 ball turn, but it was too much turn at number 2.
In the second runoff, we now go to another rope length, 35 1/2 feet of rope. That's world record rope length right now, and we've got Helena Kjellander, who will take the U.S. Open title after the defending champion has been eliminated, Susie Graham. Helena got 1.
Wow, that is really tough skiing because these girls don't even get to practice very much at this rope length.
Jennifer Leachman, can she do it? She needs 1 1/4 buoys to take the U.S. Open championship. With only 1 buoy at this rope length, she would be co-champion.
No, she only gets 1 buoy. She wanted 1 1/4, but the turn was so round she couldn't get over to number 2.
1 buoy at 35 1/2 feet of rope for Jennifer Leachman. That's 39 1/2 off. She is co-champion with Helena Kjellander. After the second runoff, it was still a tie. So we have co-champions Helena Kjellander and Jennifer Leachman. In 3rd place, Susie Graham. Taking 4th honors, Kristi Overton. Let's go to Dave now with our winners.
What an exciting slalom event that was. And the women, you kept us out there all day long with all those runoffs. What was going through your mind when you had to go back out on the course again at 39 1/2 off?
I was thinking go for 2, and I knew Jennifer was coming strong behind me. She's 6 foot. I know she's really tall, and I know she's been looking to run 39 and get a few buoys, and I was just looking to do the best I can.
Is it tough sitting on that dock waiting for your turn and wondering, can you get over to that second buoy?
Yeah, it's very tough. She got really, really close, and I was trying to get a good hard gate, and even went out that extra time thinking I could do it, and it's just a little tough today.
How much time do you spend at that rope length?
Oh, 2 or 3 times a week, just for fun, really. And I guess we'll have to go and practice our 39 1/2.
All right, great skiing.
Nothing to watch? Tetra presents the wonderful world of tropical fish. Exciting, informative family entertainment. Made possible by Tetra's quality products. If fish could talk, they'd ask for Tetra.
Belfry Aquarium and Fish and Stuff in Marietta have all you need in pets and pet supplies. We carry a large selection of freshwater tropical fish and marine saltwater fish to choose from. We have small cage pets like gerbils, hamsters, mice, chameleons, Oranda-Ryukyu goldfish, and much more. Check our monthly aquarium specials. Pets make great gifts for all ages. Professional aquatic personnel serving you in the Ohio Valley for over 25 years with 2 locations, Belfry Aquarium and Fish and Stuff in Marietta. We're here to help you enjoy your fish and pets.
Through Bear, the Kings of the Jungle, as Stan White leads Auburn against Texas. Part of a Saturday doubleheader.
It's a jungle out there. It's
Live on ESPN.
Carl, it seems to me that recreational slalom skiers have the same challenge that professional skiers do, getting through the slalom wakes without breaking over. What are the things that the pro skiers are thinking about?
Well, one of the things the pro skiers always got to be thinking about is keeping his hips forward going through the wakes. That's the main ingredient. The boat is always pulling your shoulders down, and you're always resisting that in water skiing, Dave.
Well, it seems to me then that you're trying to close this gap between your hips and handle, and what does Carl Roberts think about to make that happen?
Well, I'll tell you, one of the most difficult times to maintain that is your pull going through the boat wakes. And when you're going through the wakes, you really have to rotate your hips forward even harder, because that's where you're getting the most of the pull from the boat.
So I'm sure we'll be watching your hips this weekend.
I hope so.
For the second straight year, Bell Aqua Ski Park outside of Sacramento is hosting the U.S. Open Water Ski Championships. A visit to modern-day Sacramento is actually an excursion into the past. California's state capital reflects the beauty and grandeur of yesteryear. The old Sacramento Historic District creates a permanent 19th century setting as you stroll down the cobble streets and along the wharfs of the waterfront. This picturesque blend of the past and present, along with Sacramento's diverse cultural mix, has resulted in California's most unique city. It's time for the men's slalom. We've got Carl Roberts to lead things off, followed by Mike Kjellander, Andy Mapple, and Lucky Lowe. The rope shortened to 37 feet now for Carl Roberts, 3 times Masters overall champion, but this has really been one of his greatest tournaments, the U.S. Open. He won 7 straight overall titles, did not win it 1 year, and came back last year for the overall title once again.
Boy, at this pass, we see Carl start to move around on his ski a lot more. He climbs up on the front of it to slow it down and runs the pass, a beautiful downwind pass on the 37-foot rope length.
Matching strength with finesse here, Dave.
As you watch him come into ball 1, watch him get a little bit more on his front foot. Cast the ski out wide. Remember, the rope is very short here. Now pulling over to ball 2. This is his easy turn, and he just waits for the ski to come around, almost splashing down a little bit. He really shows his power on this path, combining acceleration with deceleration.
Can our defending champion here at the U.S. Open set the standard as the first skier up in the final round? 35.5 feet of rope. This should be an exciting run. There's number 1. Comes out a little bit late. Number 2, though.
Breaking at the waist badly at number 2, shaking his head, unable to keep his hips forward as he came around the number 2 ball.
Andy Mapple needing 2.5 buoys now, or 2.25 buoys, actually, to take over the lead in this men's slalom. 35.5 feet of rope. Carl Roberts has set the standard. Lucky Lowe and Mike Kjellander to come. Let's see if Andy Mapple can do it.
He's running against a little headwind now. It means he's got to pull very long to get outside the buoys.
He's got it. 3.
Capable of running the whole
4.
pass.
Oh, world record holder.
He got around number 6, just barely. You could see him stretch all the way. Andy Mapple hanging on to tremendous pulls here, generating 800, close to 900 pounds of force as he drives behind the boat, hanging on to tremendous pull. That's all leverage, and it's a thing that Andy Mapple does so well. Running an entire pass at this rope flick takes tremendous strength.
A world record pass attempt right now. The world record is 3 buoys, and he makes 2 of them to take the big lead here in the U.S. Open. The crowd going wild for Andy Mapple, the world record holder. 2 buoys at 34 feet. Mike Kjellander. Mike Kjellander at 37 feet of rope. Nice move around number 1, getting down low, picking up a lot of water. Number 2.
He's really using quick edge changes here. He has to do that because he's skiing downwind. He's got to get the ski casted out and slowed down. Deceleration, the big problem on this rope length. And he's happy with that, Art.
He should be. Very proud of that 37 run. Mike Kjellander now ready for his run at 35.5 feet of rope. He needs 2 buoys to move into second place, tie with Carl Roberge. Better than that, a lot better than that, the challenge for the number 1 spot with Andy Mapple.
Oh, he's going to have to use some long pulls here. He's been out of shape at number 2. He's way out of shape at 3 and having to just hang on to the slack. Unfortunate development. I know he wanted to go farther and catch Andy Mapple.
Lucky Lowe now needs 2 buoys to surpass or tie Carl Roberge. 3 buoys at this rope length to tie Kjellander. And a complete run to move on to put a challenge to our number 1 mark already of Andy Mapple's.
There's number 1, a real sharp turn. Oh, not able to hang onto the handle, coming into 2. Oh, he's unhappy about that.
And he should be. He looked so smooth up until that point. So much in control.
Andy Mapple treating the crowd to a near world record performance with 2 buoys at the 34-foot rope length. That was first place. Second place, Mike Kjellander. Third place, Carl Roberge. And fourth place, Lucky Lowe.
Thank you, Dave. Andy, first things first, how's the youngster and how's Dina?
They're both doing great. It was really hard to leave, but, I made a few phone calls, and Dina told me to get out of there and go, because I've been kind of sitting around thinking about it, but, it was hard to leave, and both Baby and Dina are doing really great.
You came 1 buoy within your own world record. Did you believe going into the situation that might be possible?
Yeah, sure. When I got here, I see, the water's down low. There's virtually no backwash at all. And in the first round, everything felt really good. That was a really tough first round to make it in the top 4. So I figured, if things came together and you kind of hit the start of that pass, it was definitely possible to make it.
Heritage of world water skiing records with a limited lifetime structural warranty and 2-year limited engine warranty. Redesigned for a softer ride, lower weight, no spray, and more interior room. Introducing the all-new 1991 Mastercraft Pro Star 190. Call today for a test drive.
What comes with the 91 Toyota Corolla LE Extra Value Package? A lot of valuable extras that can add up to a savings of $1,000, plus factory-to-dealer incentives.
With Minwax polyurethane, you can do more than admire your wood. You can live with it, too, because Minwax contains pure urethane oil to protect wood while giving it beauty you can really live with. Minwax keeps wood beautiful.
Now it's Kirk Murphy of Diet Pepsi. The second straight year we've had the pleasurable opportunity to get together, Kirk.
Thanks very much. We're extremely proud to be a sponsor of this event that features outdoor active lifestyles, very family-oriented, and we feel we're the right one, baby, for this sport.
Skip, we've been watching jumping for a long time together, and we've noticed more and more skiers breaking that 200-foot barrier. We're seeing the 200-foot jump more often. The skiers seem to be training harder, cutting harder. All that's putting more pressure on the driver and on the boat, isn't it?
Well, it certainly is, Dave. One of the main things is in order to get that speed, you've got to have the really tremendous cuts. Now, this, as you mentioned, puts a tremendous strain on the boat. They've got to have more and more power. So, for example, I know Inmar, in conjunction with Ford, have been working on developing a new 285 horsepower engine, which will give those guys that power that they need.
The power is certainly the answer, but the skiers are training harder also, aren't they? They're bigger, they're stronger. It's amazing what's going on in this sport.
And the equipment's just improving all the time. What was thought unheard of just a few years ago is commonplace today. We will see a 200-foot jump today, won't we, Dave?
You bet.
Our lineup for the women's tricks: Karen Neville, Kristi Overton, Britt and Ton Larson. Kristi Overton for her second run, Dave.
Doing the handheld passes, starting with a wake line 540, very difficult trick. Now a series of 540-degree turns, 1.5 revolutions. Good air on that trick, Art. Dancing back and forth over the wake with a couple easy tricks, and then the 722 complete revolutions, a hard trick in the middle of the pass. Boy, Kristi's been real gutsy with this trick run. She doesn't hold anything back.
She's happy with that one, too. Kristi Overton in a tricks competition, our first competitor. Okay, it's time for Karen's second run now. It's been her trick skiing that's really allowed her some very fine overall championships, like the 1985 World Championships overall title and the 1989 U.S. Masters overall champion title.
Again, very smooth with these toe tricks. She knows how to keep her toe leg in. Generally not real fast, but again, real steady. Doing the toe hold side slides very quickly, dancing here, throwing in some easy tricks, then going to the harder wake tricks. Good strategy, but not getting the very last trick in. The horn went off before she could finish that last trick, and the judges will probably take that away from her.
Our third competitor in the finalists, Britt Larson from Madison, Wisconsin. A student at Rollins College. She's only 21 years old, like her twin sister, Ton, and what a combination this has been throughout the years. U.S. National Women's Trick Record holder, U.S. National Girls Trick Record holder, Britt. She's the defending champion. At that time last year, 7,530 points. How's she doing, Dave?
Oh, she is so smooth and so quick. She's trimmed down a little bit this year, and you can see that it has helped her tricks. She's much quicker on the wakes, and she seems to be tricking with much more confidence now.
Okay, Ton Larson getting ready for her second run now. The 21-year-old getting set now. She's got a shot at the crown.
Great handheld trick, starting off with that same difficult trick, and she makes the 7, the same place where her sister fell, and she does the reverse. She's points ahead now, good 540. Reverse into the wrap, wrapping out of the trick. What a nice sequence this is. Handheld 540, and the flip, she gets it in just before the horn.
Right before the buzzer, yes. The horn sounded just as she slapped the water.
And, of course, the trick must be completed before the horn goes off in order for the judges to give credit.
My guess is we're looking at the champion right now.
Oh, I think you're right, Art. She had a complete run, and all the tricks look clean.
We'll have to wait for the judges to total up the scores after Karen Neville had a 6,070-point total. Kristi Overton, 6,280.
She puts both feet back on the ski, goes for that 722 complete revolutions. The judges have to decide if it was done cleanly or not. Then the reverse. Tough combination. Regains her composure with a couple easy tricks, and then the 540 series. She'll do 2 of the 540s to the front and 2 of the 540s to the back. Really a tough series. She's really tricking well. What a beautiful flip.
David, we have a new world pending mark set by Ton Larson, 8,510 points. In second place, Kristi Overton with 6,280 points, 6,070 points for Karen Neville, and 4,720 for Britt Larson. Ton Larson, U.S. Open champion in tricks. What have you done to your program to improve it now? Because you've got 2 world pending marks, one you set here today.
Well, Britt and I have really been working hard on trying to get through our mental imagery and mental preparation, and we also have a couple new tricks coming up that you'll probably be seeing in the next year or two.
What can we look for in those tricks?
Some big toe lick line 5 backs and a couple body overs.
Okay, what's it like not having Dad here to see you?
Well, it's lonely. We, of course, like to have our parents here, but we have our fake dad here and Tony Baggiano, and it was all right.
big man.
Why do so many men stick with Bic?
I'm a big man.
Because there's a Bic for every beard. Bic Regular, a great shave at a great price.
I'm a big man.
Bic Sensitive, Bic Baby's tender skin. Bic Metal, slim head, total control.
Yeah, I'm a big man.
I'm a big man.
Regular, sensitive, metal.
I'm a big man.
Winston Cup champion Dale Earnhardt must stay in the fast lane to defend his title. The rest of the gang is right on his bumper. Watch the Goodies 500 and you could win a new car. Sunday afternoon live on ESPN. French Open champion Jim Courier and Andre Agassi are true blue heroes as they lead the Americans against Wimbledon champion Michael Stich and the German forces. Friday through Sunday on ESPN.
It's for my country. I'm going to give it everything I have.
In the world of trick skiing, the 11,000-point mark has been a milestone that many have shot for, but only one so far has broken through, and that's Tori Baggiano, who eclipsed that 11,000-point mark last September.
Yeah, that's right. It took all year to do it. I had run 10,000 points consistently the whole year, but to run 11, you have to put everything together, and it usually takes till the end of the year to do it. Hit it in September, and it was finally approved this winter, and I was fortunate enough to also do it again this year. It all came together, and I beat the 11,030 and made 11,080, so hopefully that'll go through, and I'd like to do it again today.
The most important component between a skier and his ski, of course, is the binding. And that's where the skier finds his most security. Is that right, Bob? Tell us about what's going on in binding development.
Okay, you're right, David. It is the most important part because that's where your feel comes from. You know, what your ski's doing is fed right through your feet and up to your body. So you want a good, firm fit, but yet you want to still be able to come out of the bindings. That's the key, is to get a tight fit but still come out. What we have here is you see two different variations of what slalom skiers will use. This is a setup I use, which is what we call double boot setup. It's a full wrap on both front and rear. And here we have just what we call front plate with a rear toe. Now, if you looked at the top skiers in the world, you take an Andy Mapple, Mike Kjellander, they go with the open toe. Carl Roberge, myself, my brother Chris, we go with the double boot setup. So it's not like one's better than the other, it's just kind of personal preferences. The advantage of a double boot setup, in my opinion, is that, number one, from a safety standpoint, it takes basically the same pressure to release both feet out of the ski. So if you're going to fall, either they both stay in or they both come out. Whereas with a full boot setup and a rear toe, a lot of times the first thing that's going to happen is that back foot's going to pop out easier because it's so loose. There's no heel holding you on, so you have a ski tied on the one foot, and that's where you'll see more ankle injuries that way.
Welcome back to the U.S. Open Water Ski Championships as we get to the men's tricks competition with Jared Llewellyn out of Canada, Tori Baggiano of Montgomery, Alabama, Patrice Martin from France, and Corey Pickus out of Parkland, Florida. Jared Llewellyn started competing at age 9. And we're looking for a rather spectacular run here.
Oh, he does so many of the body overs, what we call ski line back-to-backs. There's the 722 complete revolutions. 540s, he's going to go into some more body overs over here. There, front to front, stepping over the line, and the flip.
Nice reverse move on that flip.
And he does the forward flip.
Doesn't make it out of the forward flip, though, as the horn sounds. Here comes the 24-year-old student from Auburn University once again for his second run.
His very first trick, 720 degrees front to front. Dangerous handle pass, but he makes it nicely.
He's won the Masters Trick Championship in 1990. Pro Tour Tricks winner in 90 in Orlando, Florida, and Toronto.
Oh, great flip, Art. This is his hardest pass.
Such great composure on the flip, too. Not missing a beat.
Whoa,
look out.
Barely got over the rope there. And another ski line trick. Whoa,
he saved it.
He did save it. He had a real critical moment there, but he was able to keep his knees bent and his ski under him.
Here comes an amazing young man, Patrice Martin from France. 5'10", 170 pounds. What a great champion he's been. Masters Trick Champion in 78, 88, and 89. World Trick Champion in 79, 85, 87. He's been the World Overall Champion in 89. And what great form.
Unlike Tori and Corey, he has a more heads-up style. A little bit more vertical in his rotation and in all his positioning between tricks. Dashing style moves very quickly from trick to trick and get in 20 tricks per pass if he wants to. Starts out with a toe hold 720, all wrapped up, coming around, waiting for the line. Cannot stop in anywhere in the middle of that rotation or you'll get no credit for the trick. Does the surface tricks there a little easier, then going to the toe wake tricks. Watch how he keeps his head and body upright. Reaches down, grabs the rope, and pulls off for the toe wake 360. beautiful floating through the air. So much control and so much focus necessary. This event is much like gymnastics or figure skating. Rotations, skier must have a kinetic sense, know where he is all the time, and be in touch with the boat through the tow line.
Born in Wisconsin, lives in Florida, Corey Pickus. And he's quite a story. 1987 U.S. Open, he took first place in this event. Really a standard bearer in many ways, and a pioneer in some others.
That's right, and almost everyone wanted to copy Corey Pickus because he was the one who invented speed. He put a new definition to the word of quickness when it comes to getting the most tricks per pass. Now, I'm not sure Corey is quite as fast as he was, say, 5 years ago, but he's much more consistent now than he was 2 years ago when he went through a period of falling in a lot of major tournaments.
Having a little balance problem there toward the end of the run. 22 times world trick record holder, 25-time U.S. trick record holder. Here are the official results now for the men's tricks just coming down. Patrice Martin, 9,680 points. Close, but not close enough with 9,650. Tori Baggiano with Corey Pickus and Jarrett Llewellyn in that order.
Patrice, you skied against the best trick skiers in the world, and you won today. 9,680 points. A great performance.
That's great for me because I came here for overall, but as I knew that Corey and Tori were skiing pretty great this year, they did very good performances, and being in front of them, that's very great for me, but I'm still chasing the overall, and I hope I will be ahead at the end of this day.
We don't water ski with the pros. We build the inboard power that drives them to their personal best. We don't launch space shuttles. We do, however, build inboard marine engines using advanced technology adapted from the aerospace industry to assure strict, absolute quality control. We don't talk about what we're going to do. We perform. We're Indmark, inboard power technology for the long run.
Do yourself proud, make your wood beautiful, do it for yourself with Minwax and Wood.
Get beautiful color with Minwax Wood Finish and lasting protection with Minwax Polyurethane.
So do yourself proud with Minwax and Wood.
The thirst for adventure is Michelob Dry. Refreshing beyond the ordinary. And once you've experienced the bold taste with no aftertaste, there is no going back.
The guy said, Annie, you're a Pop Secret popcorn lover, so you should know we inspect our kernels for quality. I say, this is a strange conversation, but you've got my attention. They said, for example, small kernels don't pop up big enough. Wrong color, they might not pop up at all. Only half the kernels are right for Pop Secret. That's why it always pops up so light and fluffy.
Pop Secret, perfect popcorn is our passion.
I'm developing a passion of my own.
The official airline of the American Waterski Association is American Airlines, and with us now from that operation is Scott Sweet. And Scott, the skiing out there is really looking great.
Oh, it has been tremendous. We're very excited to be part of this and part of the excellence that these skiers are showing. This is something American Airlines is trying to do nationally, and we, as you know, we are a supporter nationally of the entire program, actually internationally too. But bottom line is there's some great skiing out here today, and we're thrilled to be here.
Welcome back to the Diet Pepsi U.S. Open Water Ski Championships. The women's jump competition is next with Tony Neville and Karen Neville, both from Australia, Joy Kelly from Sarasota, Florida, and Sherry Sloan from Zachary, Louisiana. Okay. Tony Neville of Australia getting ready for her third try after a really fine 135 feet in the second jump, 126 in the first one. Here's Tony approaching the setup for her third jump.
Getting up very wide and waiting until the right moment to turn to the ramp. Good turn, good acceleration, slight rotate, but look at that landing.
129 feet in the third jump for Tony Neville, so her second jump will stand as her high water mark of 135 feet. Karen Neville now getting ready for her third jump to try to get a better leap of 133, better than the 133 in the second jump.
Good edging away here, waiting patiently, See her bring the skis around. Now she's got to drive all the way to the top of the ramp.
Nice. 135 feet. Karen Neville tying Tony Neville's mark. Out of Sebring, Florida, Joy Kelly. She was born in Ohio, 5'4", 120 pounds. 1987 here at the U.S. Open. She took a third place in the jump and overall after a fifth place in the slalom as well. Her first jump, 128 feet. She's looking for a much better plant this time.
A great overall skier, but she really likes jumping. It's her passion, and she's cutting very, very strong to the ramp this time. Good kick.
Nice jump, and look from here. 137 feet for Joy Kelly, taking the lead here in the women's jump competition. Sherry Sloan is now on the water, getting set for her first jump.
Sherry Sloan has been a powerhouse package in the women's jumping event all year long. Getting into this event today with a 140-foot leap in the preliminaries yesterday.
The youngest woman ever to jump over 140 feet. She was in the Nationals in 1979, junior girls overall champion, and has just progressed beautifully from there. You're looking right now at the new U.S. woman champion in jump. Her first leap, 140 feet. She's going for broke now, David.
Well, she is. She would like to bump it up even farther. She has a chance, maybe at a world record, which is held at 156. She'd like to go over 150.
Last year's record was 146 by Dina Mappel.
Oh, she got a lot more out of the ramp that time, and she's very happy with it. You could tell she was straight up over her skis as she came off the top of the ramp. After an exciting women's jumping event, Sherry Sloan goes away the winner with a 145-foot jump. In second place, Joy Kelly, followed by Karen Neville and Tony Neville. We go to Art now with our winner.
Dave, it was a personal best for Sherry Sloan with us right now. And Sherry, congratulations. How did it feel out there besides winning it all?
Well, it felt great to get my personal best behind the Mastercraft today. I'm really excited being an American and win my own U.S. Open. It's great.
Being an American and looking forward to your first Worlds coming up.
Yeah, this also sets me up for the Worlds pretty well. I'm feeling pretty confident about my jump skiing, and I really tricked well this weekend, so I'm looking forward to the World competition and bringing the World Championship back home for the States.
Firestone introduces a mileage guarantee so extensive it covers almost every tire for your car, including performance tires, with limited treadwear warranties from 40,000 to 60,000 miles. Get the details at your Firestone retailer and get the mileage guarantee you deserve.
Perry's Alignment, your local independent Firestone dealer located on Guyon Road. North End Market, an old favorite for over 40 years, has a new look, completely modernized. North End Market still offers old-fashioned neighborhood service with everyday low prices. Stop by North End Market for a complete selection of imported and domestic legal beverages, as well as a complete deli department. North End Market is now bigger and better with competitive prices. Long on personal service and short on checkout lines. Shop North End Market, Emerson Avenue in North Parkersburg.
Ski Association. Mike Seipel is a champion in barefoot skiing and coming up on the national championship.
Yep, next weekend we'll have the Barefoot Nationals. One of the events is a barefoot jump event. I'm going to go and try to compete in that event. We got a lot of good competition. 3 weeks ago I was able to break a world record of 79.4, which is pending behind a Yamaha-powered Barefoot Mastercraft. So I got some confidence and looking for the best.
Between events, there's lots of action on the water, and this year there's action in the air as well. The Coors Light Silver Bullet Jet. You might have seen it in a James Bond thriller. The BDSJ is only 12 feet long, weighs less than 450 pounds. That's less than your average motorcycle, I think. The cockpit is about 4 feet high. Kathy Gray flies speeds up to 300 miles an hour. It has a maximum performance altitude of 2,500 feet during the shows, but as you can see, it performs at excitingly low altitudes. Here's one more amazing fact. The Silver Bullet can be dismantled in 20 minutes and will fit through a 4.5-foot doorway. What a compliment and what a performance to add to this exciting U.S. Open.
The U.S. Open Championships attract tremendous talent in slalom skiing, trick skiing, and jumping. Sammy Duvall is a 3-event overall skier. Sammy, your approach to this event must be different than those who are just single-event specialists.
Well, that's the problem, Dave. It's getting so specialized in each event, and especially on the Pro Tour this year, really tough in the slalom and the jumping. So haven't done a lot of trick training. This is my one and only overall tournament for the year. I spent a lot of time cramming on the trick course the last few weeks.
In addition to that, you have family life, you have business concerns. How do you balance all this along with practice?
Well, it's been difficult in the first, I'd say, 3 years when I had my business in Florida, and with my sponsors, it was pretty difficult for me, and my skiing suffered a little bit from it, but, you know, I've matured quite a bit. I finally got everything on the right track, and I find a lot of happiness in my wife and son that they travel with me every weekend, and they make a big difference in my life.
We're getting ready now for the men's jump here at the U.S. Open Waterski Championships. Ron Thompson, Carl Roberge, Bruce Neville, and Sammy Duvall is our order. Here's Ron Thompson for his third try. 177 in the first jump, 182 in the second jump. Still not up to the 189, his personal best that got him into this final round. Let's see if he can do it. He's a big, strong guy.
Very gifted athlete. He has a very nice turn, head up. Now he builds speed all the way. Let's see if he stays over his toes. Oh, right ski coming behind him just a little bit as he came off the top of the ramp. He's not happy. You know he missed some of his lift there.
And so Ron Thompson's performance now, as the third jump is being listed as a 178, his best jump, number 2, 182 feet. Here's Carl Roberge for jump number 3. 190 feet for his second jump to take the lead in the competition with Bruce Neville and Sammy Duvall to come. So he knows he's going to have to maybe add some feet to this jump in order to take the U.S. Open crown, Dave.
A very nice start. He kept his speed up through the turn. Oh, but he slid on the ramp again. Not able to keep his direction through there. You could see the left ski turning and sliding on the ramp.
So it looks like his 190 will be the best of the day.
Yamaha, synonymous with dependability, style, performance, innovation, value. Yamaha outboards leading the marine industry today and tomorrow. With outboard innovations like the all-new revolutionary design 250 horsepower V76X. Catch Yamaha leadership at your Yamaha outboard dealer today.
Some people think he's a Superman, but when a 44-year-old has to throw 75 fastballs, even Nolan Ryan's muscles can ache. So after the game, it's the medicine doctors recommend most for sprains and strains, Advil.
For me, it's a couple of Advil, and those muscle aches are long gone. And Advil's gentler on my stomach than aspirin.
Today, it isn't aspirin or Tylenol acetaminophen. It's Advil.
I feel ready to go another 9 innings.
Advil, tablets and caplets, advanced medicine for pain.
Red Devil enamel. You can always count on its durable finish. Harder than ordinary paints, its beauty lasts and lasts. Red Devil enamel for the finish of a lifetime.
Ahead on Sports Center, more on the drug suspension of Otis Nixon. Atlanta left in the lurch. The Red Sox continue their pursuit of the Blue Jays. And an update on the concussion suffered by Rocket Ismail. Sports Center ahead, Bob Lee and Gary Miller.
Welcome back to Bell Aqua Park near Sacramento, California, as our men's jump competition continues. Okay, Bruce Neville, after a leap of 188 in his opening jump, is looking forward to jump number 2 now. The 1986 Australian Nationals jump champion, and he would love to pick up this U.S. Open title.
Oh, a lot of float out of this one. Bouncing on the landing, getting up in time to get the line tight. Not everything that he wants to get off the top of the ramp. He seems to have a great cut going, but he's not satisfied with the kind of lift off the top. Good turn, edges carving, really pushing on his right ski here. That's the instrument that he uses coming into the base of the ramp, is that right ski. Boy, that was a beautiful jump. I think he knows there's more there for him.
Bruce Neville up once again now, trying to improve on a jump of 196 feet. So far, the best jump of the day. This is his third and final jump before Sammy Duvall hits the water.
Boy, he wants to punch on way out there. Sammy's been jumping so close to 200 feet all the time. Oh, and he splits badly on the ramp. Even lets go of the handle, skis to the dock. He says there's no point in hanging on to that one.
But Bruce Neville's 196 is the mark to beat.
Bruce waiting here for the right moment to go to the ramp. Breaking down a little bit on the way, just right through the wakes. You saw a little change in body posture, and that means disaster at 60 miles an hour. He had to just sit back and take the ramp. Everything has to be perfect as these skiers come into the ramp.
Our final jumper of the day. He's almost a legend in his own time, Sammy Duvall. So many fine jump records. He holds the current world and U.S. jump record at 205 feet. He did it last year. He tied it last week. 205 feet. He needs close to 200 feet, I believe, to win the overall title from Patrice Martin. Great sailing act in his first jump for Sammy Duvall.
Well, he comes off the dock so aggressive, he doesn't hold back. There is no such thing as a warm-up jump for Sammy Duvall. He can go out and jump 199, 200 feet on his first jump if he chooses to. Here's the turn. He skis out away from the boat. Brings the skis all the way around. Now he's building speed up close to 60 miles an hour, maybe over 60 miles an hour. Keeping the line tight all the way through the air. He's going to need a little more kick than that to go over 200, but it was a great start.
Sammy Duvall, the official results just coming in 198 feet in that first jump. That's good enough to win the U.S. Open Jump Championship. However, he needs a few more feet. Maybe if our calculations or informal calculations are correct, he needs only one more foot for the overall title. So there's more at stake here on his second jump.
Oh, beautiful lift off the top of the ramp. He knows it's good. He knows it's good. He really kicked that one.
What a tremendous jump by Sammy Duvall, going for all the marbles, not just the jump championship. 199 feet unofficially. We'll have to wait for the official word.
Look at this turn. The entire ski was in the water, almost burying the tips. He hung on all the way to the ramp and then managed to get his kick off. Head dropped a little bit.
Yes, and now the fans and Sammy Duvall would love to see that 200-foot jump. He has shown it possible here today under these conditions, that a 200-foot jump is possible under the right conditions and the right timing, the right moves by this man, Sammy Duvall. He's already won the jump championship. It's likely that he's won the overall championship. Can he go 200?
Oh, it was a beautiful jump.
It's got to be close.
His head never bobbled on the ramp. He kept his back straight all the way into the ramp.
Unofficially now, they're saying we have to get it confirmed that it is over 200 feet. 203 for Sammy Duvall, thrilling the crowd here today.
Wow, look at the height he got off the top of the ramp. What a dynamic spring this man has under the conditions. So much speed into the bottom of the ramp.
Brought to you by American Airlines, something special in the air. By Yamaha, expect a lot. And by Michelob Dry Beer. Once you experience the bold taste with no aftertaste, there's no going back.
American Airlines proudly announces service to London's Heathrow Airport. And with our expanded...
Sanctioned competition in the United States, call the American Waterski Association at 1-800-533-AWSA. Our Toyota Radical Maneuver of the day goes to Sammy Duvall. He won the jump competition on his first jump, but then he came back needing a 199-foot jump to win the overall title. He went beyond that with a tremendously dramatic 203-foot jump. The Toyota Radical Maneuver is brought to you by your Toyota dealers and their quality line of cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me. Our U.S. Open jump and overall champion, Sammy Duvall. In the jump competition, he was followed by Bruce Neville, Carl Roberge, and Ron Thompson.
Sammy Duvall, there have been so many times in your career when you've had to go out there knowing you needed a big jump, a 199 or a 200, and so many times you've been able to come through with that big jump. I guess we're all wondering, to what do you attribute your ability to come through under pressure like that?
Well, I just don't let the pressure get to me. I think that's the key. You know, this is my only overall tournament this year. It was my goal to win overall, and I didn't practice that much in the tricks. And I just wanted to prove to Patrice and all these other guys that still compete in 3 events that I can still go out there and win jumping every weekend. And a little bit of practice, I can go out and compete with the best in overall.
Well, when you know you've got to go out and go a jump so close to the world record, or when you've got all that pressure on you in tricks, what do you focus on?
Well, I think I just focus within myself. My jumping has really come together this year. I think I've posted 15 or 16 jumps over 200 feet this year. You know, I've gone 205, 203. And so it's probably easier this weekend than it's ever been. You know, the 87 Worlds of these other tournaments where I had to get a monster jump or tie my personal best, now I know I can do it, and I really put my mind to it. And today was just one of those days. I was fortunate the conditions stayed well, and tough competition from Bruce and Carl, and just went out there and knocked it down.
Is 210 possible?
Oh, without a doubt. I was here earlier in June before the Marine World Tournament, and I jumped 210, 215 here, and I did it throughout the summer. So I think when I really get it right and, you know, get the driving and the boat and the conditions, everything hooked up on the right day, I think you're going to see the next level be about 212, 215.
Congratulations to Sammy Duvall, our men's overall champion. Let's go to Art with our women's overall champion, Neville.
Well, Dave, Neville's latest experiences haven't been all that great, but an overall championship here at the U.S. Open for this Australian must feel awfully nice.
Yeah, it does. It's been a really strange season. We haven't gotten to trick all season here in the U.S. I haven't tricked since I left Australia, so it was nice to get back out on the water competing overall. I mean, that's my favourite.
Karen, a lot of people are thinking about the Worlds coming up. How are those Aussies going to do against the United States?
I think we'll do pretty good. I mean, we're fairly confident, but a lot can happen. There's a lot of other good teams as well. The French are very strong. The Canadians are very strong. I think it'll be a good race.
It should be a great one. Congratulations on your overall victory here today.
Thank you very much.
Well, Dave, this is one of the finest U.S. Opens I've ever witnessed, and I've seen quite a few. First of all, we have the new world record in tricks for ladies with Ton Larson.
Oh, and Andy Mapple came within a buoy of tying his personal best, the world record in men's slalom.
And what a thrill for Sammy Duvall to give to his fans, leaping over 200 feet, 203 feet for the jump, to win the overall title, not just the jump title.
That's right. The other thing that I was so impressed with is how the skiers performed under pressure at this tournament. There weren't any chokes or clutches. Everybody came through under tremendous pressure from their peers.
Art Ekman for David Benzel saying, thank you for being with us at the Diet Pepsi U.S. Open Water Ski Championships. Promotional consideration has been provided by American Airlines, flying to over 270 destinations in 45 countries, including service to Japan, Europe, Latin America, and the Caribbean. American Airlines, something special in the air.
This has been a production of Cypress Production Group in association with ESPN.
Coming up on Baseball Tonight, the Braves get a dose of bad news. The spark plug of their offense gets hit with a season-ending suspension. Suspension has Norm Charlton seeing red. He may be minus a week. The pennant races are keeping us in suspense. The Twins...